Doing well? Yeah. There's my man Tal right over here. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Alright, so my name is Lennon Sanchez, and this is my business narrative. This is actually a story that I use fairly often for interviews, especially when I used to work in retail. So during the time of from 2008 to 2009, my life was in upheaval. I was unable to hold a steady job, and I was not willing to live in one place for a substantial period of time. Due to my lifestyle choices, I decided to pack a bag of clothes and utensils and hitchhike up and down the coast of New England. I found out quickly that while traveling, money is your best friend. And though I might have been able to get by without spending a penny, I preferred to have a little something in my pocket so that I could have, something to eat if I really needed it. Money, of course, had other uses besides food, such as lighters, cigarettes, beer, coffee, stones, semi-precious stones for jewelry, or other tradable items. It was here that I first learned the basics of both sales and jewelry while I was hitchhiking. In the beginning, I found myself in the backwoods of Vermont. It was here that I happened upon a rainbow gathering, and I don't know if you guys know what a rainbow gathering is, but a rainbow gathering is a 2-week-long festival where all of the food and supplies are salvaged from around the area. This includes dumpster diving from nearby towns and building mud ovens out of clay dug out of nearby riverbeds and such things like that. The only other supplies used are from the things that people brought with them. So that could be cooking stoves, or propane stoves even, tarps and food that other people would bring. Due to my nature at the time, I did not find value in learning about the sustainable aspect of all of this. I don't want to do that right now. However, there was something else that caught my eye. I met a travel companion there that would teach me the necessities to fend for myself in the outside world. He called himself Seed, which is, I don't know if you know, but a very quintessential hippie name. There's so many seeds. And he taught me how to make jewelry out of copper and silver. Shortly after the gathering ended, we traveled with a mutual acquaintance from the woods, the backwoods of Vermont, we're talking like middle of nowhere in the mountains, down to Manhattan. Talk about change. And it was here that my skills in sales were put to the test, because before then, I didn't really know anything other than working as a cashier at McDonald's. I don't even know how I managed to survive, to be really honest. I like to think that it was my skill, but it felt more like luck than anything else. One of the things that you can only truly realize when you have no money, phone, or exit plan is that it is much harder to leave a city than it is to enter one. And being in the depths of New York with a little bit of jewelry, no money, no food, is a really daunting experience. And the point of the matter is that the only way that I was able to survive those couple weeks, and I was there, was to sell jewelry on the streets of New York City without a permit. Because you need a permit to sell on the streets of most cities, at least in the US. The first thing that I really learned about all of this was that a smile and being polite goes a long way. Just saying hello to someone on the street, especially in New York where everyone's busy and going to their place, just being like, hey, you want some. Well, not those exact terms, but it actually really helps, even just saying good morning to someone. And it especially works for the people who are the unhappiest or the grumpiest looking. Second, an amiable personality that is willing to talk or banter with a customer is much more likely to get either one sale or even multiple sales if you present yourself as being open, funny, and honest. Third is that with a fresh attitude, you can deliver a sales pitch that goes beyond your appearance. So you start off like, hey, big salesman smile, presenting yourself, and then, with the funny, making a few jokes, but the continuing of the conversation, making yourself look, appealing. Not saying that appearance, though, is unimportant, but that it comes as a close second to that of being friendly and polite. With these simple skills, one can sell anything, and I mean anything. But the major aspect of all of this is learning the body language. And if you learn body language, and that's standing up straight, open, everything that we talked about this morning, it goes a really long way. But when addressing a customer, you meet them face to face. You are considered the expert on whatever it is that you are selling. And therefore, it is your job to face their questions and inquiries with open connection. In body language, this means a straight back, arms at your side, unless you make gestures with your hands while you speak. The most important aspect, though, is eye contact. Meeting someone face to face in America while standing a little less than an arm's length away means that you have nothing to hide. So I use these skills to sell enough jewelry to buy a bus ticket for myself and my friend to Northampton, Massachusetts, which is approximately $80, which, is not a lot of money, but it was enough to feed us for a couple weeks, buy more stock when we ran out, and of course, like I said earlier, to buy the two tickets from Union Square to Western Mass. These skills have enabled me to sell anything that I know about, though that I know enough about. So with a little bit of information in the item, I can get it done. For with enough information applied, with a willingness to serve the customer's needs over your own, the skills that I just mentioned allow one to communicate more subtly and specifically to the satisfaction of the customer and eventually yourself, allowing for better sales and better consumer-based information. Thank you.